Good afternoon. It's 3-ish on Tuesday, January 10th, 2023. So this is a dual purpose walk on a trail. One purpose is to go back to where we felled the tree and just discuss how we're going to get the logs out of there, some options. Because it wasn't the battery, the camera. This camera got in some weird mode. Like it said, the SD card was full and then it was on, but it wasn't recording. So anyways, I cleared it all up. We're gonna go back and discuss that. But on the way, I've been saying it's a quarter mile back to the tree site from here. And that's just kind of based on like when I was in high school, the football field's 100 yards long. There's a track that goes around it. It's a quarter-mile track. So did I walk about what it would take to walk around the track at high school? Pretty close. But we're going to try to be a little bit more accurate. I could count paces, as in Boy Scouts. When you do orienteering and map and compass, you know your pace. So I could count paces all the way back. Or we could also use that rule of thumb, is that on level, even ground, it's about 15 minutes to walk a mile. I believe that's the rate. So we're going to count. We're not going to measure how many minutes it takes to walk from here to the site, and then kind of use that to have a better guesstimate of how far it is. And then we can always go on the GIS website and actually like measure it that way too. But all right, so right now it is 3:59, and we're going to take a walk down a trail and see how long it takes us to get there. And maybe some or all or none of this walk will make it in there, but this is the trail that I pulled the cart and the log dolly down. This section here, over the summer we were doing improvements on, because this is all just flat farmland that the water sits on. So that part's pretty dry, but this part we did not improve yet. And you can see it's pretty muddy, but still firm. So this, isn't bad. Springtime it's much worse, but it's still, to hand pull a log dolly with a 100 or 200 pound log. Yeah, I'll wait for the tractor. Not too many years ago I would have considered a good workout and I wouldn't have to go to the gym, but nowadays with my shoulder and my knees and my pacemaker, try to save the more exertion for the grandkids and be a little bit kinder to my physical body on these everyday tasks. Okay, so the one trail meets the main trail that goes north-south. And here's a pile of wood chips that we did over the summer. Over here, there was a very big pile. All right, well, the camera just turned itself off. I'm not sure why, but yeah, let's take a look down here. I'll show you. We tried a little bit different thing that didn't work out, so it's always good to try to. So here, we went from middle flats to planks to double flats. So let's see. So this is like one. And here's another one, so it's wide enough for the log dolly to sit on those flats, but since they're not even and smooth, it's very bumpy and it does not pull well. It's almost easier to pull it on muddy ground than it is to have it bumping over all those ridges and stuff. So we're not continuing that, the small, like 6-foot section of something that didn't work, but we'll leave it there for future generations to know what didn't work. And here's a new section we're putting in. So we got the flats, I think they're like 20-inch flats in the middle, and we got planks on the sides, and we have to use a sawmill to cut up some more wood. And I have a feeling that these logs we just harvested here are going to go to the sawmill to be used for that. Here's a swale bridge. And we're just about here, so I'm going to pull out my phone and we'll see how many minutes it took to get here. And we'll know how far approximately we might be. Maybe on the way back I'll count steps. That might be, or count paces, I guess is how it really is. Because I know I have a 5-foot pace. Left foot to left foot, or right foot to right foot. Alright, let's have a look and see. 4:06. So I think it took 7 minutes. So if it's 15 minutes a mile, 7 minutes, would be about a half a mile. So somewhere between a quarter and a half a mile walk. All right, so the idea was to see how long it takes to walk here, and we did that. It took about 7 minutes, which at 15 minutes per mile, walking at a reasonable pace on flat and even ground, back from the Boy Scout days. So it's about a little less than a half a mile, but we're going to measure pace. So I'm going to measure left foot to left foot, how many times all the way back to my yard where the sawmill is. So let's see. That's right foot to right foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to stop there. So I stopped at 10. So we're not going to torture anyone. Everyone knows how to count, a couple hundred or whatever. And then we'll see what it is at the end. All right, we stopped at 200 because we're getting close to the end. Let's count them together. All right, so right to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. All right, 225 to get to the sawmill. So there's our Christmas tree. We put our Christmas tree out, and the deer and the animals like to eat the needles, and it serves as some habitat. And then once it's all dried, we either chip it for wood chips, or when the grandkids come over, we have a fire pit. They like to have a little campfire. So what do we say? 225 times 5 feet per pace. Well, 200 times 5 is 1,000. 25 times 5 is 75. So 1,075 feet. So 1,000 feet. Did that come out right? Yep, 1,000. So I think it's 5,000 feet in a mile. So that says about 1/5 of a mile. If I did all the math in my head really quick, right? 1/5 of a mile. So not even a quarter or a half. I think we have to go with a tiebreaker. I think we're going to have to go to the GIS website and see what that has to say.